What up, everyone? I'm here at the 2-5 meetup game with one and only Andrew Neeme. Got to play a few hands with him. How's the meetup game for you?
It's been amazing turnouts. We had Steve Aoki in the building.
Brad Owen was here too.
Brad Owen's also here. First meetup game in Vegas in a little while. It's been a little while, so to get a good turnout like this is good to get some hands with you, trap poker. And I hope you keep this content thing going.
Thank you very much, man. See you around.
Alright, so in this hand, Under the Gun raises things up to $15. The player on his left decides to 3-bet, makes it 45, and when the action gets back to me, I look down and peel 2 kings. A beautiful sight to see here, especially when the action is already been taken care of. I decide to rip my entire stack in, and surprisingly, the player on the big blind, he decides to 5-bet jam his entire stack. He's got about 1.5k. The original raiser decides to immediately get out the way, and now middle position player decides to actually call with pocket nines. Big blind shows pocket aces, and we are in trouble here. Flop comes 8, 4, 9. What is going on? The turn brings in a 10 of clubs, and the river is a king of spades. We crack aces and nines. What the hell is going on here? Triple up with pocket kings, all in pre-flop, and we crack aces.
Oh my goodness! You had what? Pocket nines. Are you fucking kidding me? Yep.
The change.
What a great way to start things off. We are already up $900, and in the next hand, we are on the small blind. We raise things up to $15. The button calls, and we look down at aces. Unfortunately, she only has about $100 left in her stack. The flop comes 9, 5, 3, all diamonds, and we double check our cards to see if we have a diamond, and we do not. However, I'm still going to bet here because I don't want her to get there cheaply if she does have a flush draw. I don't think she's flopped a flush draw, and I bet 15, and she decides to rip it all in, which I'm not surprised. I decide to immediately call, and we're off to a turn, which is a queen of clubs. The river is a 7 of spades, so essentially 2 bricks, and she's very hesitant to show her cards. She has ace 10 offsuit with the ace of diamonds, so she was going for the nut flush, and unfortunately for her, she does not get there. Alright, so in this hand, we are in the small blind and we peel ace king of clubs. A very pretty sight to see. And when the action gets to the button, he decides to make it $15. He's got about 2.2k, so got to be very careful here because he does cover us. However, I'm going to put in the 3-bet and make it 60. The player on the left folds, and when it gets back to him, he decides to make the call. Looking for some help here, we are playing out of position against a big stack. The flop comes 9-4 deuce. With a backdoor straight and a backdoor flush draw, and with a 3-bet range, I have a lot of overpairs here. I decide that I can go with a quarter pot. I make it 35, and he snap folds. Not a big pot, but I do like the way I played this. Tell me in the comments below if you disagree.
Good luck.
Andrew Neeme has arrived to our table, and we get to play some hands against him. He's actually on the straddle in this hand, and I look down at ace king offsuit. I'm under the gun, and I decide to raise it up to $40. Surprisingly, the lady in the blue, she decides to snap call and gives me a glare. Can I help you? Neeme is on the big blind and he makes the call. We are out of position 3 ways, headed to a flop, and we get no help at all. Flop is 9-4-5 with 2 hearts. Neeme checks, I check, she snap bets $100. Neeme makes the call, and I'm just going to get out the way and let them battle it out. I'm just going to sit back and pay very close attention to both players. The jack of spades appears on the turn. Neeme starts with a check, and the lady slows down. The river brings in the 8 of hearts, completing a front door flush. Interestingly enough, Neeme starts cutting out chips and pushes out $175 into the middle. She doesn't look too happy, and ultimately she decides to fold. Not really sure if Neeme had a flush or not, but I know one thing for sure, she had nothing. In this hand, the low jack raises it up to 15, and sitting here with ace deuce, a very terrible hand, I decided I can defend here and play accordingly. This player has been opening very wide, and he's also been 3-betting me constantly, so I kind of want to get in there and battle it out. The flop comes 10 deuce deuce, so we're sitting with trips here. I start off with checks, and he quickly checks it back, unfortunately. The 7 of diamonds appears on the turn, and it's time to pump some money in. I make it 15, and he reaches out for chips before raising. He makes it $45 to go. He could have turned a full house here with pocket 7s, but I highly doubt it. And if I re-raise here, he is just going to fold. So I think my best option is to just call, and I hope that on the river he puts out another bet. The river brings in the 8 of diamonds, completing a backdoor flush. I start off with a check, and he decides to go for an overbet. He makes it $200 to go, and sitting here with trips, we're essentially just bluff catching here. I make the call, and he shows 7-6 offsuit. I'm not really sure what he was doing on the turn. Was he like thin value betting? And then on the river, he turned his hand into a bluff. Very interesting play. Didn't really make sense to me, though. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you guys think. Alright, so in this hand, we are in the hijack, and the straddle is on. We look down at king queen offsuit. A very playable hand here in late position. I make it $35 to go. The same player from the last hand is in the small blind, and not sure if he's tilted or not, but he decides to repop me to 125. Not really sure what to do here because he's got about $300 left in his stack. If I make the call here, he's most likely going to rip it all in on the flop, and I'm just going to lose more money. I could rip it all in here myself just in case he's bluffing, but I don't think he would do this with the bluff because I can very easily have a strong hand. So I decide to fold. In the next hand, we are in the big blind, and we look down at pocket 10s. A great hand to see. Very happy to see pocket 10s after that last hand. It's got me a little tilted. The low jack decides to raise. It's that same player from last time. Neeme decides to make the call, and I'm going to raise it here, and I'm going to go big. I'm hoping that the same player repops me or jams. I 3-bet to $80. He quickly mucks, and so does Neeme. I'm very happy to pick up some blinds though after that last hand. It's not very fun to play pocket 10s out of position anyways. In this next hand, we pick up pocket 10s. I'm hoping to get some action this time. I make it $20, and action we get because I get repopped by the same player. He makes it $60. He definitely has a wide 3-betting range. I want to, on one hand, 4-bet him, make it something like 210, or just jam. But I also just want to call and keep his bluffs in. If he has something like King Jack, King 9 suited, maybe even something like Ace 9, I want to keep those hands in and get max value from it. If I jam here, he's just going to fold. He's obviously got some mediocre hand, but just in case he has aces, kings, and queens, and even jacks, I'm just going to make the call and play accordingly. Flop comes 9 deuce deuce rainbow. Don't expect him to have a lot of deuces here. However, I need some protection from hands like king jack and maybe something like king queen. So I'm going to put out a big bet and put out $100. Hopefully take it down right here and not have to fire out a second barrel. He puts in the call. I'm not surprised. And the turn brings in the queen of spades. It's an over to my cards, but I'm not going to slow down here. I'm going to put out $200, put him to the test, and he thinks for a while before ultimately stacking up all his chips and pushing them forward and letting out a big sigh. I know that tell, but I'm going to put in the call regardless. He shows ace deuce offsuit. He's got trips. He's got me in really bad shape here. Dealer one time. Nope. We are going to lose this pot, and it's very unfortunate because I could have repopped them in the beginning.
You got me back. Yeah. Should repop them. Damn it.
Free flop.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. I don't know why I didn't.
It's so easy to say.
Alright.
So easy. Well, if I would have did that, you know, if you would have repopped and jammed in your face with aces.
Except he didn't have aces, which is my point. Anyways, moving forward, I'm in middle position, and Andrew Neeme makes it $15 from under the gun. I have queen 10 suited, and I make the call. Headed to a flop now. We're playing in position against one of the greatest. Hopefully, we can make some money back here. Flop comes ace queen jack, so fairly decent flop here. We've got middle pair with gut shot straight. He puts out 15. I decide to make the call. I'm not going to bet on a triple Broadway board because he has range advantage. The turn brings in the 10 of spades, giving me 2 pair. And after he checks, I consider betting. 1, because he doesn't have a king. If he did, he would have bet his straight. 2, because I have 2 pair, but I end up checking back, get some pot control. The river is an ace of clubs. Now, if he had a flopped ace, he's now sitting with trips. If he had 2 pair, he's now filled up. And now when he decides to lead out for $45, I think after getting counterfeited, my hand is no good and I fold. And to my surprise, he shows quads.
Just quads. Favorable hand.
Thank you.
I'm glad I didn't bet turn.
Hey guys, thank you all for sticking till the very end. So I was in for 400 and I walked out with $883, so more than double up. Very happy to play against Neeme. Unfortunately didn't get to play with Brad Owen or Steve Aoki, but on December 1st they will be back at the Win. Hopefully I get to play against Brad and Steve. That would be really cool. Lots of fun. Also, just wanted to announce that I'm very happy that I've made 300 subscribers, and also my latest videos reached over 20,000 views, which is insane. Also, I just want to share that I have some merch. As you can see, I'm wearing a Trap Poker shirt. I got them in a few different colors. I got them in blue, red, white, and black. I have a long sleeve that's a black. Also, I have a hoodie that is pretty cool. It's got the Trap Poker, of course, in the front. Also, it was printed on a champion sweater. If you guys want to order any, let me know in the comments below. You can also email me. I'll put it in the link description. You can hit me up on TikTok, Instagram. Also, on the sleeve right here it says polarized as fuck. And yeah, I mean, these came out way doper than I thought. And I'm really excited to start wearing these when I play. Again, thank you all for watching. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, you know, all that good stuff for the algorithm. I really appreciate everything so far. I'm very excited to grow and continue this journey. So see you guys till next time. I probably won't post until about a month or so. So stay tuned for some more trap poker.